about Ripple, Benny and the Jets, the Ripple Jets. Ripple's bigger challenge, Benny, is the fact that they aren't really decentralized. Actually, they're not decentralized at all. They're a private, centralized system, and even though their platform has a lot of good features to it, I mean, it's pretty impressive. It's fixed kind of their own version of the Lightning Network, but at the same time, the whole point of, the Swift networks and all them avoid the middleman. Ripple has gotten back to, they are just another centralized middleman in one essence. So, and then everybody knows they're kind of backed by lots of big companies, especially banks. Particularly a few partners, not all. Like a lot of banks don't want to use them, so that's the other challenge. But for cross-border transactions, currency payments, they seem to do really well, at least in theory. But there's other networks out there that a couple of the people that have left Ripple or were part of Ripple. Mt. Gox, I think they started their own version that's more open source. I mean, the challenge is with Ripple is what's the wow factor? As I wrote in the blog, what is the wow factor? Why would you use Ripple over Swift or others? Because at the end of the day, you hide blockchain, Bitcoin, all those from their marketing hype. What is the difference between, why would you use Swift versus Ripple? What is their technology? Is it quicker? Is it cheaper? Is it more efficient? Is there less centralized middleman? Not so much. So the challenge they have is, what's the wow factor if you hide blockchain from their conversation? Because, in essence, it's what it is at the end of the day. Give it a year or two, blockchain is no longer going to be this hype cycle. It's going to be what is the point of your system. And blockchain has this ledger. It has this kind of double spend. And but once it's proof of stake, there's another challenge, and is actually work, because proof of work has been proven to work, at least in the way it's been built out on some of these cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin. However, you can't say the same for Ripple, because Ripple has their own version of a consensus algorithm, and it's not proof of stake, but it's kind of, it uses a centralized theme and reputation, all this other stuff. I don't want to get into it. But that's the challenge, is what is the dynamic of Swift versus Ripple in a year or two, where blockchain is no longer at the top of the hype cycle. It becomes kind of like, in the big data Hadoop space to cloud spaces, all these, it goes from, hey, this is a cool new term, cool new technology, we're going to change the world. Then it gets into, well, what are you actually doing? Like, what are you actually doing? Besides, hyping. And then we're starting to get there, but we're still early stages of this whole cryptocurrency and blockchain space as far as the technology. The value investment is a different story. But the technology part under the covers, the biggest challenge is, why Ripple? What makes them different if it's no longer the hype cycle? And I can't say there's a reason why anybody would use it. So that's the bigger challenge they're going to have. Maybe they have a better answer besides just marketing. We will see.